how's it going? I guess I'll start with a quick update. I'm still kind of having a tough time. Lack of energy, the constant nausea, feeling sick. It sucks, it's not fun, but life kind of goes on. So, this video, because it's been kind of a shitty week, I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about the funny situations I've had over the years. So, in the beginning, when I would end up super unwell and we didn't know how to fix it, you know, ambulances were called. I've been in a ton of ambulances, and it's not really cool or fun, but some funny things kind of come about. So there's been a few times where I had the same paramedic, EMT, come to my house. And for some reason, I'm the only person around here that has POTS. Not shocking. So because of that, people remember me. So I had this same paramedic. She came a few times. And I remember one day, I think it was around dinner time, we called the ambulance. It was dark outside, so it must have been like dinner time, whatever. And she came in, she came around the corner and looked at me, and she's like, "Oh, I thought it was you by the call." She's like, "How you doing, Hannah? Sorry I have to pick you up again." And it was kind of funny. The whole ride she talked and asked questions, and you know, she ended up learning about POTS. And it was cool because then I was hoping that if she ever had a call similar or met someone going through something similar, that she could say, like, "Hey, like, this girl I picked up a few times, she has stuff like this going on, maybe you have POTS," you know? So I thought that was pretty cool, and she was super nice. And this one specific call, I was really out of it. I was blue in the face from lack of oxygen, and so my memory was all over the place. And she kept telling me her name, and she kept asking me if I remembered her name. I remember at one point of the ride, it got kind of funny. She was like, "Do you remember my name? What's my name?" And I'm like, I don't remember your name. And we started laughing. And she's like, "I've been telling you my name all night to you, and you still can't remember it." And just kind of sharing a laugh in this really terrible, frustrating time. And it was just, for some reason, laughter just always helps. It can lighten the situation. It can make you worry less. It can make things not as scary. And it was just really sweet that she was able to do that for me. I also have another rather hilarious story. This one took place in the actual emergency room. I had been there for hours, and this was probably near the very beginning, so I wasn't having all the symptoms that I do currently suffer from now. So I probably would have been 15. And we waited hours and hours. It was busy that time at Emerge, and finally I saw the doctor, and she was this cute Asian doctor. She was very sweet and knew a lot and asked questions, and after they ran some tests that came back fine, of course. With POTS, for some reason, I don't know if this is common in all POTS patients. I know a handful do, but all the blood work comes back fine. Every time. I may not look fine, things happen to me that aren't fine, but my blood work always comes back fine. Which is good, but it's bad when you're trying to figure out what's wrong. So, she comes in the room, and she sits on the edge of my bed, and she says, "Dear, I think you're stressed out, and I really think the cure is yoga." And she said it so serious and just calming and Like, yoga is the cure. Yoga is the thing that you need to do. Yoga. So, being that I was exhausted from being there all the time, probably all day, I don't remember, it was a long time ago, but the next day I remember waking up and being overwhelmed with laughter that I was told that yoga was the cure. And I knew that something was definitely very wrong, and we didn't know what it was, but we did know that yoga was just not going to fix it. And still to this day, I'm gracious of that experience, because when really tough situations happen in tough times, we can we can always bring up this situation and laugh about it. Like, if only yoga could fix me now. So that was pretty awesome. This one particular story isn't funny, but it's pretty awesome. I had almost kind of made a friend with a paramedic that had picked me up a few times, and he was curious with what I had and had questions and stuff. And I'm like, hey, like, if you're interested, like, let's become Facebook friends and you can follow my story, follow what happens. And I remember posting on Facebook that I was going to be admitted into the hospital for probably a week or so at the U of A. And this was, I knew, I think, about a week in advance. So I posted this a week in advance. And this paramedic messaged me and was like, hey, you know, if I do perhaps end up on a call and end up at the U of A hospital, can I come up and see you? And I was like, yeah, that'd be cool. Like, sure, if that works out. And there was one day that I was stuck in the hospital, bored out of my mind, and he messaged me saying he was downstairs in Emerge. Like, where are you at? Can I come say hi? And he did. He came and said hi, like, how's it going? How are things doing? Like, haven't seen you in a while, which is good, because that would have meant I've been in an ambulance. But it was really cool that someone who had helped me at one of the worst times had actually came to see how things were going, if things were on the up, and just kind of curious on how things were. And that totally made my day. Like, it was really cool. And those are a few of the stories that have stood out over the years. Another thing I'd like to mention is a girl I know. We are friends with her and her mom. She has a rare blood disorder and has to get blood transfusion regularly. And she's just a kid. And I just saw a post on Facebook the other day. They always post pictures when she's in the hospital for transfusion day. And I was looking at this picture, and I was just overwhelmed with this, this feeling like, hey, like, this girl's amazing. She's so tough. Her name's Hosanna. She's so sweet, so kind, and going through something that you wouldn't want a kid to go through. It's not fair. I know how much hospitals suck, and she's there more often than I have ever been. And that's such a hard thing, and it's not fair at all. But she continues to always have a smile on her face. Every picture I see when she's in hospital, the biggest smile on her face, and just continues to strive in her strength, and continues to strive to push through. And, as a 20-year-old, I can say I admire her strength and her just ability to go through such a tough situation. And, she is quite the story. And, it's amazing that she continues to just surprise me, because I look up to her, and she's younger than me. I didn't think that a kid could just, you know, when I have tough days, I think of her and think of how tough she is. And then I'm like, okay, I can be tough too. Because if she can do it, like, I gotta try harder. And I guess this was kind of what I wanted to share. And just a kind of a shout out to Hosanna for just being amazing. Faced with a tough situation, faced with adversity, and just pushing forward, moving on, living life. And that's my best advice and want for anyone facing a health issue. It's tough, it's hard, it sucks, but we gotta learn to just dig that fight out in us. Even though some days it's deep down in there, we gotta fight. And she makes me smile just thinking about her. She's just great. She and her mom visited me in hospital once, and to think that seeing she was there, they thought to come and visit me, was amazing. So I hope everyone is doing okay out there, and positive vibes I want to give to you, pass on just positivity, and we can do this. We can't always fight alone, and why not just join together in our situations and help each other fight and stay positive. So hopefully I can help. Alright, take care everyone. Bye.